r/rules horror. Posted by u/navycanuck. Black Marsh Prison Guard Rules. Welcome to your first day at Black Marsh Maximum Security Prison. This facility is just like any other prison you may have heard of, with some small exceptions. As we are a very old facility with lots of history, there are a lot of stories to be told about inmates and guards' time here. Some of these stories are so painful and horrific that they remain in the facility in the form of entities that experienced them. Please note these rules are for your safety as a guard only, as these are the entities you need to be concerned about. The inmates here are not affected by them, and were given their own set of rules upon arrival on their first day that will not affect you directly. Please follow the below rules, as they have been tested over decades and have been proven to be effective if followed correctly. 1. If you have been in the military or law enforcement, you will be familiar with the chain of command. The warden is the highest commanding officer, followed by the shift supervisor guard on the floor. 2. Do not go into an inmate's cell alone, always have backup if available, this is for your safety. 3. If you are on a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift, the prisoners will already be in their cells asleep. The first floor where the general population inmates are, this is where you'll be starting your rounds. The lights will be out in the cells, with the exception of cell 13. From 10 p.m. until 11:45 the lights in that cell will remain on, and it's imperative you do not look inside. No one who has snuck a peek still has their eyesight, and refuse to talk about what they saw and no longer work for correctional services for obvious reasons. You must remain on this floor until midnight, and only if cell 13's light goes off at its slotted time. If it does not go off, leave the prison until myself and the chaplain arrive. 4. If all goes correctly, from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. you must make your way to death row on the second floor. Some people may not have fully gone to sleep yet, as they are reading or watching last-minute television in their cells. We give them a little more leeway for 2 reasons: they are destined to die at our hands, also, they have nothing to lose, so be nice to them and don't go too hard on them. 5. While on death row, at 1:33 a.m., one of 2 things will happen. Either you will hear nothing, or you will hear the sounds of church bells. If you hear the bells, run into the staff bathroom by the stairwell. Once you no longer hear the bells, wait 5 minutes, leave the bathroom and resume your duties. If during the 5 minutes you hear the sound of a pipe being dragged along the cell door bars, use your service revolver with 1 round for yourself. We will find you in the morning and make the appropriate arrangements. 6. From 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. make your way to the guard towers outside and switch off with the guard inside. I'm sure he or she will be happy to leave and walk around the remainder of the prison. If any of the events above have happened, let he or she know. They have a set of rules to follow accordingly. 7. If the guard inside the watchtower is not responding to your presence and does not respond to any verbal interaction, shoot him. You have 30 seconds to do so. Resume with your duties. 8. This should be your 3 hours of peace. Do whatever you'd like, just do not leave the tower before 5 a.m. You can take a nap if you'd like or be on your phone. If you get a message over the radio requesting backup, ignore it, it's them trying to get you to leave the tower. We've never found anyone who has left the tower during these times. 9. At 5 a.m. you may leave the tower and make your way back to the guard common room and wait the last tower out. This, depending on how active the entities are, may be your busiest hour. 10. At 5:20 if the lights flicker in a series of 3, hide in one of the lockers until Billy comes in the room and looks around and leaves. Billy is our resident friend. He was executed in the 1940s but never left the prison. He stands at about 6'8", and is built larger than any bodybuilder you've ever seen. In today's society he would not have been considered not fit to stand trial because of his mental aptitude. But as much of a gentle giant it may seem like he is, he was responsible for the murder of 7 people in 1941. He's playing a game of hide and seek. And he's looking for you. Remain quiet and make sure your radio is off. If you've done every told to you, he will not find you, he never looks in the lockers. 11. At 5:45 a.m., if the lights flicker in a series of 5, regardless if Rule 10 happened, you must find Billy and have 15 minutes to do so. He will either be in the last empty cell on death row, or he will be back in the guard tower. If you choose wrong, may God give you the speed to make it to the other location. 12. At 6 a.m. your shift is over, another guard will come into the common area and relieve you. Before you leave the grounds, check to see if the sun is coming up. If it is, go home and we'll see you tomorrow if you're scheduled. 13. If it is still midnight blackout, go back into the prison. The clock will read 10 p.m. We're sorry, but we're not sure how often this will repeat. The next story of this video. Posted by u/unknown110499. Realm of the Unfathomable. Greetings, Daredevil. Welcome to my humble abode. You are now in the realm forsaken by the gods, a place of unfathomable creatures far removed from the laws of the universe that multiple intelligent races had long sought to discern and establish. Be warned, the gods forsook this place not out of boredom, but out of fear. As ages passed, other feisty and daring individuals such as yourself have traveled into this realm, me included. Only few have survived. If you have a deity to pray to when nearing your death, it will not answer you for reasons stated beforehand. I know, because the deity that I once prayed to and whom I accompanied in our journey here ended up being one of the inhabitants' delightful snacks. The realm holds all sorts of enigmatic objects for you to find and tinker. Be wary, you may not know what will happen to you if you handle these things directly. Oh, and here are some rules that I have managed to form to maximize one's chances of survival. 1. If you see one of the native inhabitants of this realm, find a place to hide immediately. After hiding, listen carefully to your surroundings. If you hear a loud rumble, I'm sorry for you and your living descendants. Each bite they take out of you will be reflected into your living descendants. 2. Do not touch the emerald stone with any part of your body. If you do, you'll shrink to oblivion as the empty space between the electrons and the nucleus is completely erased. Some gods got their divinity effectively stripped off this way. 3. Trust not the colors that you see, you will certainly see it differently from others. Use a pair of glasses crafted in this realm by one of the former travelers turned hermit. The first one is on the house, you'll have to pay for a second one though. 4. While there is no definite time in this realm, you can virtually recreate the day-night cycle in your own vision. All you have to do is believe that it is either day or night. I highly encourage it. 5. Following Rule 4, you will have to make a clock from scratch with materials from this realm, as your timekeeping devices from your realm will fail to work. To configure the clock, hold it while envisioning the time of day. It will automatically recreate the day-night cycle in your vision and will continue to run until something or someone breaks it. 6. At some point, you'll encounter a 17-headed hydra. You can't really kill it so much as pacify it by cutting off exactly 16 heads. Each head cut will result in 2 heads regenerating. At the 16th beheading, the hydra will act suicidal. Do not let it make you cut off the 17th head. Otherwise, well, some of us get a little lonely in here, and it would be quite the killer to see you there. 7. If you ever see a maggot-infested skeletal figure covered with small holes of robe, don't be repulsed. It is the guardian of the cycle. The idea of life and death being 2 separate entities is false. Don't let the gods and goddesses fool you in this regard. The guardian of the cycle is surprisingly friendly and polite when you engage in a conversation with him. Bring a bicycle to humor him as well. He's grown bored with the native inhabitants and would rather interact with travelers. 8. If you have befriended the guardian of the cycle, congratulations. You've guaranteed a peaceful afterlife for yourself. If you previously believed in a deity who would eternally punish you in your afterlife, that afterlife is overridden by the one offered by the guardian. 9. If you see a calculator with a 12-digit display and the numbers 0 and 1, don't bring it back with you to your universe. If it ever displays 2, I'm sorry for your universe. The calculator should never display 2 in any other realm than this one. Otherwise, the unfortunate realm will be completely obliterated by virtue of overflow. There is an artifact that we like to call the Book of Eternal Knowledge. While holding the book, you will learn everything there is to know about all of the realms outside of this realm, including your universe and others. Empirically, you will have known twice as much as before when holding the book for 30 minutes, 4 times as much for 45 minutes and 8 times as much for 52.5 minutes, and so on. 10. Don't hold the book of knowledge for more than 54 minutes. Knowing at least 10 times more than what you currently know in that short span will more than likely kill you. 11. If you hear the laughter of children, one of the inhabitants has come close. You cannot see it, so you shouldn't try to move and hide from it. If the laughter has died down, you have successfully escaped its clutches. Otherwise, if the laughter alternates between being loud and quiet, growing more frequent, you will more than likely be collected. Try imitating the children's laughter to mask your location. 12. Don't try to bring a battery crafted from the materials in the realm back to your universe. You'll likely end up dragging multiple societies back a few thousand to 100 years, as they scramble to derive the newly changed universal constants again. You might even end up being marked for assassination by some disgruntled scientists or some crazed fanatics of the gods of electricity. 14. Rule 13 has been deemed anomalous. If you ever see it, this rule set has been compromised and some rules have been changed to make certain creatures seem more appealing. Do not take the rules excluding this one at face value. Keep these rules in mind, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to go back in one piece. Tread carefully. Melvin.